Hey everyone, this is Katsuki XP, also known as Katie. Um, all I'm gonna really say is pretty much check out this off-topic question first before you end up watching or continue watching this, because this will be getting really ragey for me. Well, I will be annoyed. Probably will start yelling at some point, just in case. But so please do this ahead of time. So you or do it this after, do it whenever basically you want to have like a small little break. So all jokes aside, yeah, welcome to my little rant about dealing with game rules. I know what you're probably thinking is like game rules. What game rules? Basically, because I have played a lot of games in the past, still do, but it's gone to the point where I am now trying my best not to go on these games anymore because of how unfair people typically play. Now, all I'm gonna really be saying is, uh, how do I put this lightly? Oh wait, I can't really, so I'm gonna be putting it bluntly, so I do apologize. But people are stupid or completely ignorant. So, I have one really good example of this shit, which is which is mainly any of the Naruto Storm games that you're able to play online. That's especially so. For example, like Naruto Storm R. Hello to you too, Will. Sorry for that, but basically that one's really bad for dealing with anything with quote unquote rules. Basically, I have been on this game or on that game for a good while now. Well, since it almost came out, I got it like a month later after it officially came out, I guess. Um, but my friends have been like heavily like implementing to me, saying like, "Oh, these are these rules, which is you're not allowed to spam, you're not allowed to counter, can't really cam. Well, the counters are last minute works, and all the besides that I keep saying. If you're been on there and you're watching this game and you encountered me before, yeah, I'm telling you what those said rules were. Um, so basically, that game was heavily implied by rules made by the community and hopes to make everything more fun for one. So everyone is treated with respect and all that shit. So basically, no one has special privileges. No one's different from the rest. We all had the same rules. But we can do different playing styles, which were known to be more acceptable. Then you look at when as soon as the Xbox One came out, basically I have noticed a drastic change. Like all the good players that love these said rules, they immediately jumped onto the bandwagon for the Xbox One and those games. And from that time, I tried to keep in contact with those, but I noticed from the time they used to be in on this game and really been nailing me with said rules due to the fact I was still new to the game at that point. And then to now where I am so accustomed with these rules, and then I have to try to nail them back down to be like, hey, remember this. Unfortunately, they have followed the bandwagon from when there was the said rules to all of a sudden these rules didn't matter. Nothing really mattered. It's now just pure greed, being completely disrespectful, constantly trash talking, and trying to basically do anything they can just to fulfill their own greed without regarding everyone. So I kind of decided, kind of like, yeah, I'm not having that shit. So, which I purposely pronounce myself as an enforcer at this point because, like, yeah, I rather have like anyone new to this game to understand what these were. Due to the fact these were originally written down, I I do believe they have been taken down at that point. I'm not sure why, but whatever. But they're still, but I am now trying to just spread through word of mouth from what I heard, from what I have learned, and what has been nailed down to me for quite a while, actually. And unfortunately, people are, and I do understand, but with these said rules, I understand if basically if you're new to a game, which does imply the rules, and you just kind of take a quick glimpse over, or you do not understand, but you're not able to contact to ask questions about it or anything. So you play and you see other people doing it. That's one thing. That's one thing to be completely thrown into a loop and not know anything. That's one thing. Especially in Naruto Storm R, which I constantly play, that's forgivable. Because you're new to a game, you have no idea what you're doing. So it's a way to start off, get thrown into it, and me as trying to help. I do try to help others. I try to be respectful and kind of toning down what I do quite a bit. But then you get to people where I had to tell them about these rules over and over and over for almost a good week. Trying to tell them the same rules, tell them what is not supposed to be happening. And I kind of do this like originally, like I kind of like, hey, maybe try doing this because this is not appropriate. No, and they completely ignore me. Or either that or they call me trash, I know nothing, or uh, all that fun shit. Which kind of started me being a little bit more aggressive on how I do things. I'd rather not be the aggressive type per se, but I kind of did get fed up to the point where I need to be aggressive to even get one person to listen to me for only a minute. That's how bad things got, where I had to tell them I got many people to try to go out in the wild, kind of like saying, hey, can you spread this thing on? Can you please and try to imply this in your own terminology, or try to imply it in your game style? I'm not going to enforce you, but do recognize this. I do not tolerate it. To me, this is when I play by the rules. I'm fine if you do it on your own style, in your own time, and not wanting to do it and such. But just remember, do it towards me, please. I do that typically, and unfortunately, they are so ignorant. They are so cocky and plain out retarded. I do apologize for that, but I'm not wrong in that term. And they just purposely disregard me and continue their own playing style. With camping, teaming, all that fun shit. Well, not really teaming in Naruto, it's not 4, or not 4, R. I'm getting confused. But constant counters and or spamming. Those two mainly. It's like fine, yeah, sure, whatever. You can get around it, but it's annoying. And when someone else does it to them, they rage quit, calling you trash. That's the fun thing. Is a lot of people that disregard these rules, when you do the same thing to them, they bitch about it, saying, "Oh, you're the one that's trash," or "You're the one that's a retard," and all that shit. And it's like, no, I just kind of mocked what you just did to me, and all I'm looking for is respect. And I have done that to many people. Oh, and multiple people call me, or mistake me for a guy, and then call me like faggot and all that shit. It's like, no, you do know I am a female, and I will not be tolerating this shit. And I do, and depending on the person, if they don't be the least bit of humble about said victory, I will, I'll say, I try to stay calm. Yeah, annoyed, but I am trying to stay calm. But when they start insulting me, yeah, I will have no hesitation on being full on aggressive. Now moving on to a different game I also play quite a bit now is the Diapio. You guys see me like played a few times, or I should say twice. Unfortunately for that, before they took it down, like saying like you could read about like updates and all that fun stuff, they did have a bit of like talking about the rules of the game. Yes, this game also has rules, which unfortunately they did hide. Where basically we're just all they were talking about is like the about teaming, the teaming and the camping. They kind of just said they didn't mention anything about the camping. It's like, yeah, sure, depending on where you like which mode you're on, that's okay, I guess. Say like maze, that's perfectly fine because you're always being blocked or you're either being trapped. So if you're camping in a small tight spot, mainly trying to hide from someone or basically just trying to live, that's one thing. That's cool. But the teaming in a like say like a free for all or the maze, yeah, that's not appropriate because there have 3 modes for teams: 2 teams, 4 teams, and tag, where you're all fighting in teams, literally. But when it comes to those, it's like, yeah, sure, whatever. But like, that's the fun thing is, or that's the funny thing is really, it's like they think that they just because they have these different modes and you're able to do, and they let you do something on one of them. A lot of people mistake it for like, oh hey, we can now do this because we have basically we're gonna do a full 360 in hopes of trying to get a teammate, which that literally makes no sense, but whatever. And camp around basically like corner or the middle, and basically we're gonna camp here, team here, until basically we get bored of the weakest one and kill them. That's practically it in a nutshell. That's all I can really say. And the more upsetting thing is basically I do try, and I really do try to be respectful and like, okay, I'm not gonna be turning into this. I am trying to do my own shit. I am trying to be respectful as I can, and I'd rather not be dragged down, you guys. But it's kind of starting to go into like more of that. Why bother playing these games then if I'm gonna be constantly like be harassed or threatened or any of that because I want to be basically a rule obliger. I should, because I'd rather obey the rules than disobey. Because unfortunately, I have broken many rules. No offense, but in elementary school, but at home I do apply rules in the house. I am constantly do that. I do follow rules most the 99.9% of the time because that was how I was raised. So even in games, I still keep that ideology. I keep that or philosophy, pardon, in my mind and try to kind of like, okay, just please don't do that to me, and we're good. unfortunately, I never get that respect, or never get enough respect for that. And when it's, and the more funnier part is basically, I typically, and this is not, those two are only two of many games I do, or I mainly see this. You can see it like on the Minecraft Hunger Games mode. And I would list them all, but that's but it will be here for quite a bit, and I'd rather not do this because I'd rather keep this a very short one. So, and the more funnier thing is, I do kind of will confront people a bit about this, and like, okay, I understand, but can you tell me? Can you please tell me why you guys are doing this? And they will immediately go on to a swearing rampage. Or either that, or they'll start screaming, saying like, how stupid I am, this is okay to do, there's no rules saying that there is, and it's like, I'm kind of like really wanting to deadpan, or kind of do an anime facepalm, kind of like, yeah, keep telling yourself that. And no offense, but I understand a lot of people do not like these rules because they think, oh, they're gonna be limiting us. But to be honest, when the games have rules, sometimes it's like either be like trying to teach. Well, I should say basically, it's trying to kind of humble you down. Either that, or basically like, or just trying to make it fun for everyone instead of like a burden to even play. Or which is why you see a lot of the said games are now having a very small community or population on playing, because they were super popular when they came out and such. But as soon as you see them aging, and with like how the people are still playing them, you notice a huge change on basically how people play, and basically what these rules mean to them. Because the rules back then, it was all like, okay, this is to be respectable, this is to be fair and fun for everyone. And when you're now kind of looking on it, it's like now it's like, okay, right now when I'm currently not having fun, I am trying to be, and this is my personal opinion, it's like, I am trying to have fun, but with you guys being so ignorant and basically disrespectful to what I'm asking you not to do, respectful, like saying like, please, can you not do this as much as blank, or please just don't try to team up with me or camp me, well, or spawn kill me, to be honest. And they do so anyway because heaven forbid they think they can do whatever. You just lose interest in the game, which unfortunately has been kind of happening, which is why I'm going on more MMO games, because it's like, yeah, sure, I'm not, but when it's like a massive multiplayer games, like with avatars and such, Lucid Heart, for example, I am trying my best to go on those types of games. Like, I am now avoiding like these types of games due to the fact like, yeah, except with these people, they actually, sure, not many rules, but it's fun. You basically can or continue to grow community. Well, these games that have been super popular back then, not so popular now, has kind of went from being a really good game to now being kind of like a meh, if not kind of okay, decent, or just pure trash game. That's unfortunately the sad reality on my part. And that's what I kind of been noticing from them praising it as much as possible when these games come out, because it's like, yeah, new game where all of us can be be able to be respectable, where everyone here is equal ish, where you guys have choices and such. And then you kind of look now, it's like, what has happened to the community? And I noticed basically a lot of with the IFO players, it's basically if you don't have a specific name, they will spawn kill you, or camp you, or team against you. Because heaven forbid you are unique. For example, because if you watch my past one, I have been putting Ivory Rose on, because why the hell not? And I've been spawn killed almost a good 15 times. Well, when I was when the Doki Toki Literature Club was still all the hype, I went as basically Monica. And nobody messed with Monica, which I personally find funny. As soon as there's jump on a hype train and go into a different community and try to do the same, hey, well, let's do a mixture of these two communities and this. No one touches you. If you do something unique, they will harass you. Which kind of goes into a more community-based argument, which I do understand. I am not going into them, but unfortunately with the games and rules, it's a very, very hit hard topic for me, because I am a very rule-based person. I cannot play a game without knowing the rules, because if I do, I kind of okay, no, this does not sound good for me, because I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea what my goal is. And I don't know my limit, so if I'm doing something wrong, I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. Well, I understand there's others who think it's okay, this is fine, I can improvise and such. It's just a pet peeve for me. You guys don't have to have the same opinion and such, but I just need to get this off my chest, because I had it. This is with going back to the first few points, combining with how I have this real philosophy and such. This is why I'm now avoiding said games or specific games where I'm constantly trying to do that have the rules, and people are just being so understanding of the rules but being quote unquote blissfully ignorant, and those are being in quotations due to the fact they know them, they just don't give a shit compared to someone that just is thrown in. And unfortunately, the people that do play certain games I play, they know what they are, they just do not wish to follow. And whatever. I just do not want to be caught in the crossfire between the negativity of the community or anything of the sort. So again, I do apologize. You can do something with the poll up ahead. I'll be checking that at some point. Say tomorrow. If you're in my time, which is currently 2:33 in the morning, I'll be doing it I'll be checking before midnight today. So anyway, have a good night. I do apologize if you have to sit through this. Yeah, I know it's not really a very interesting thing, but I just needed to get this off my chest. So again, have a good night.